So we're back in one of our favourite places. That's right, we're in Scotland, and at this time of year it can be really, really cold. I mean, bitterly cold, especially overnight, and last night was no exception. It was that cold, I think it got to about -6, and guess what? Our water pipes froze again. Yay! So I love to have a shower in the morning. I can't do that when the shower's filling it with water and backing up. So I'm going to go underneath now and de-ice the pipes. And thanks to Jackery, we're able to do this with Lisa's hairdryer. But don't tell her pinch her hairdryer to go under the van and de-ice the pipes, or I'll be in trouble. So this here is a Jackery Explorer 1000, and it's an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. It's my new best friend for de-icing my pipes in the morning now. I'm going to put it through its paces right now with Lisa's hairdryer, because as you know, ladies, the hairdryers use quite a bit of power, but the hairdryer Lisa's got uses a lot of power. As you can see, it comes with 2 sockets there for plugging in mains powered equipment like hairdryers, like kettles, straighteners, laptop chargers, or whatever you want to charge up on it. It is a fantastic piece of kit for charging your devices. Not only that, it does come with some USB ports as well, and a car cigarette socket plug. I can even cook some fried rice with my induction hob, as it easily runs that too. But without further ado, I'm going to show you what we're going to do to get this problem solved with the water pipes this morning. Most of you gentlemen out there won't know what this is, and it's not a microphone. It's a fantastic hairdryer. It's all single dancing right angle flow hairdryer. And as you can see, perfectly drying your hair. But I'm not here to dry my hair, I'm here to de-ice my pipes because I'm desperate for a shower. So let's get cracking. Right, let's see if it's working now. I spent 5 minutes underneath, just on the little water trap underneath this sink, because I think that's what was frozen up and it's conjoined with the shower. So going now, isn't it, that? Yeah, we're away now. Right, so not only have we now defrosted the pipes, I'm going to go and get the shower in a minute. We're keeping CHICCO warm because it's really cold today. It's going to be cold for the next few days. He's got a little heated pet bed, and we have used it before, and that's plugged into there. Uses very little power actually, to be fair. Does that heated pet bed when it's running. As you can see, the battery power's at 80%. We have been putting it through its paces with the hairdryer, haven't we, de-icing all the pipes this morning. And it is a fantastic multi-purpose unit. Not only has it got 2 plug sockets, mains to 240 volts to charge up things like CHICCO's heated pet bed and my drone battery. It's also got 2 USB-C connections, one of them being 100 watts, so if you use a MacBook like myself for editing, that'll charge it really quickly. That'll actually charge, the maximum I think is 60 watt for a MacBook, because that's the most it'll take. But if you've got a device that will take more power, then that's perfect for fast charging. The other one's not to be sniffed at 30 watt, that's quite a fast charge as well, so either of them will charge your laptop quite easily. Then you've got the standard, which is sort of slowly being phased out, USB-A, and that's at 18 watts, so that's still quite high power for USB-A. So it's got all these connection ports here for USB charging your phones and your laptop, and you've got sockets and connections there for charging up your pet beds, putting your air dryers on, your kettles or anything else. It does run a maximum of 1500 watt. That's a peak power output of this device, so it should run a microwave, for example, a kettle, air dryers, straighteners, things like that, not a problem at all. And what I do like about this unit is that it can charge in 1.7 hours fully. That's plugged into mains, so if you can find somewhere to plug it in, for example, we last charged this up at McDonald's, just sneakily under the table. So, and it charges up if you put it on the emergency charge in an hour. And there's a setting on an app, it's featured an app on your phone. You can go emergency charge and you'll charge up in an hour, but we recommend to charge it on the standard charge speed. You can also charge it with a solar panel and also with a cigarette socket into your vehicle. So you're getting a 12 volt charge, and that gives typically a full charge in about 12 hours. And talking about solar panels, this little device, and it is quite compact, it's the smallest on the market right now for a 1000 watt power bank, and it can take up to a 400 watt input from a solar panel. And we do have a solar panel 400 watt, but unfortunately this time of the year it's a waste of time getting out because we've no sun. It also has a nice little carry handle with a soft rubber grip, so it does help carrying it, and it only weighs 24 £. So for those of you who've had a Jackery in the past, this version 2 is a lot better.
Right, now Mark has defrosted the pipes, it's time for breakfast. And for me, this is where the Jackery Explorer 1000 comes into play. We have had situations in the past where we have been low on electric and gas and have been right at the top of Scotland in the middle of nowhere. But we have always had the Jackery to help us out. As you can see, it easily powers my induction hob and kettle, which ensures we have a good flow of Yorkshire tea and a good breakfast to start the day. So for me, it gives me peace of mind that we always have a backup plan.
So let's have a closer look at the Jackery Explorer 1000 version 2, and let's have a look at the features and what it's got to offer. Out the box straight away, you've got two 240 volt main sockets for your electrical devices, which we've already touched on. You've got these various buttons here. You might be thinking, what are these buttons for? Now I'm going to show you all the buttons right now. So everything's switched on and off separately. You've got the DC/USB. DC is either that socket there, so you can plug in like a tyre pump or something like that, and for your USB sockets, that's your DC there, and that's nice and easy to switch on and off. Then you've got AC, which is mains 240, and worth noting as well, it's got a 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. So 1500 watt out of a small unit like this is fantastic, because that'll run some kettles, believe it or not. It'll run some lower powered vacuum cleaners. Switch it on there and away you go, you're powered up and ready to go. That's a power button, we don't need to talk about that. That switches it on and off. You can't just catch it and press it, and you can switch the display on and off, but you have to press it and hold it for it to stay on and come on. As you can see, you can't inadvertently switch a power bank off, so if you're using this for a medical device, you're not obviously going to turn it off by accident. On this side is a charging port. You've got the mains charging port, and you've got two DC inputs, so you can put things like solar panels, cigarette car charging sockets into those ports, and that's it. It's nice and straightforward. There's not a million different ports and you get confused and wondering what it is. It's worth just noting, out the box, this unit only comes with the mains cable to charge it. On the back you've got all the details, the serial number and the model details and everything else. And on the last side you've got another vent, so when it's charging on high speed, which we'll talk about shortly, it circulates the air through and it doesn't overheat while it's charging. Now this device, as you can see, it's at 22% at the moment. When that drops below 22%, you get a little battery icon there just to warn you, just in case you're not aware that the battery's getting quite low. The other button I haven't already touched on is a light button. So if you're camping, or if you sat outdoors and you want some, I don't know, a projector on or something, or whatever, you've got a light with 2 settings. It is mega bright, actually, I must admit. It's a nice bright white light, that. And then you've also got an SOS mode. A lot of these power banks do have the SOS mode now. The thing what I really like about power banks, when they have support this next feature I'm going to show you now, is that the capability to have an app, so you can control it without even having to touch the buttons on the front. So let's have a look at that now. You go into your app, you set the app up on the Bluetooth. You can also set it up on Wi-Fi, which means that you can control it from further afield. For example, you can turn off a charger or something if you're not anywhere near your van, provided you've got Wi-Fi enabled in your motorhome or your camper van. Basically, select the device, it loads up, and straight away from there on in, you can see that you've got the power percentages and the battery temperature and everything else. Right from the outset, you've got an option to switch on the light. So from there you can see the light switch on. I can do exactly the same as I can when I'm pressing the buttons, but I don't obviously have to press the buttons. So that's the light setting. You've got an option for screen to be on. You can have it on for 2 minutes, you can have it on for 2 hours. That's when I say the screen, I mean the display. And you can also turn it off, because it all draws power. So if you want to maximise the battery life and capacity on this device, and you don't always need the light on, or if you're camping and it's in a tent and it's in your face bright, then you can also turn it off. So there's a lot of things you can do on the settings of this device, but when you're using it, for example, if I put CHICCO's pet bed on charge now, if I switch that on, I can do it manually as well. We don't always need to use the app. It's probably up to temperature. Oh, there we go. It's drawing 32 watts, but it also shows you on the app. So again, we can switch CHICCO's pet bed on and off remotely. We don't need to mess around with that, so if he gets a bit warm, if he's cooking, we can turn him on and off. The thing I do like about it is all the settings. When you go into the device settings, you can change your device name, you can look at the battery settings. One of the things worth looking at in the battery settings is battery saving mode. So that means you don't fully use your battery, and by using battery saving mode, battery life is extended by approximately 30%. Charge settings, you can alter the charge setting. You can have it on a quiet charge mode, so if you're charging it while you're asleep, you can have it so it's running less than 30 decibels. It is a really quiet unit anyway. Some power banks we've had in the past sound like a jet engine taking off, but this actually is quiet anyway. We'll leave it on the fast charge mode, and then you've got the other one, which is emergency charge mode. And if you switch that on, it comes up and it says it's automatic turns off after one-time use, because it's basically trying to make your battery last as long as it is. And by maximum charging, this means like in about an hour or just under an hour, it will fully charge from empty. All these extra features do require an app to control the settings, the charge settings, the energy saving modes. Plugging it in straightforward. It's just it does come with a standard cable. You basically plug the device in. Once it recognises the power coming in, it'll recognise that, and it will start and charge. So I hope you enjoyed that little intuitive video on this Jackery Explorer 1000. I am quite impressed with it. For the size of it, it is a brilliant little unit, and it helps us out no end, as you've already seen. If you are interested in having a look at this device, all the details are below here. And there's also a link in the video description along with a discount code, so check it out.